Hey guys, it's Zion here, and in this video we're going to continue with our text-based adventure game. Now, from the last video, we've actually technically completed the game, and this video is more of just a little bit of a cleanup and refining of the program. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Alright, so first things first, a couple of changes that we need to make is, well, this whole game equals true. That is actually not used, well, it's only used once in our program, so I just find that a little bit redundant now. So let's go ahead and just remove that and change this to true. Oop. Change it to true instead. Alright, perfect. So now that's saying, well, this is true, well, do the code. Alright, so that's the first optimization that we'll be doing, and the next one is actually getting rid of these choices. So remember how I said that if you have like 1 or 10 choices, it will create a massive block of code that is very unnecessary, especially if they repeat it here, and here as well. So it's gonna go for a long amount of time, and that is just clutter. So we do not need to do that. Instead, we'll be doing something differently. So I'm actually gonna remove all of this for now. And what I'll do is in this while loop, we'll have a choices list again, but this time it's going to be a empty list, and you'll see why in a second. So this is going to be an empty list, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a for loop. So give me a second, I'll just do a for, and I'll name this element. Technically I can do anything, I can be item again, but I'll go element just to make it clear. So for elements in the range, and if you remember, our range on the database was 3, 4, 5. So I'll show you that now on our database. Let me just go ahead and open it into our outcomes table. Yep, so this is the 0, 1, 2, and you know how we got 3, 4, 5. So that's what we want to use, the 3rd index, the 4th index, and the 5th index. Now, if you have more than that, then obviously it's going to go 6, 7, 8, 9 to however much you have. So we want to do that. So it starts at 3. So for elements in range 3, and it's going to end in 5. So for you, if you have 10 choices, then that's going to end in probably 13. And that's going to go 1 each time. So it's going to go 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And what we want to do is we want to get our choices, the list that we've made, the empty one, and we want to append it. Now appending it just adds to the list. So append, and we get our outcomes table, the outcome ID, -1, and over here we just want to say our elements. Perfect. And this is pretty much the exact same as, you know, writing down all our lists and creating a choice with all our lists. The only difference is, well, we only got these 3 lines, and if you want to add more choices, then you can just do so simply by here. So now that's 7 choices, or so on. All right. Now, things that we got to change is obviously here in outcome ID, because that relies on choice 1. What we would just want to do instead is go choices and then get the 0. So the first index, or 0th index, I should say, and the first element. All right, perfect. So that changes that part. Now I'm just going to do a couple more, optimization, and one of them is just closing the connection of our database. Nothing necessary, but, you know, just to have a, you know, open and then close connection. The other thing I want to do is see here how we have outcome ID equals 3 when our game starts. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that and just add it to here. So outcome ID equals 3 when I first initialize that, just so that we don't have to rewrite it twice. We're pretty much defining the variable on top of here anyways. All right, and the next step that I actually want to also optimize is, I'll show you here, is when I start the program. As you can see there, when we make a choice, it will just add it at the bottom of our text. And as we go along, it's just going to keep piling up, and, you know, all our trailing history is at the top here. Now, I kind of don't like that, mainly because it's a little bit of a clutter, as you can see on the screen. So what I want to do is I want to make it so that it only shows 1 line at a time, or 1 section at a time, I should say. And that's actually pretty simple to do. All we have to do is add the OS module to our Python program, and that allows us to clear the screen. Now, I want this to be cleared every time we do or start the loop, and when we make a choice. So I'm just going to put it here, os.system, and that is CLS. So clear. And I'll show you that now. We press start. As you can see there, it just cleared it. The introduction part, at least. If we press 1, it's going to clear that and add the next one. Now, with that introduction, obviously we want to read the introduction and not just skip over it. And that is actually a simple fix. All we need to do is just put an input. So input, and we'll just say, please press enter to continue. All right, now if we start the game, as you can see there's the introduction and it's asking us to press enter to continue. And when we go right, make a choice, it closes it. Now one thing that you noticed just then is that it skipped over a lot of things, and that was the 6, 7, 8 part where it goes to the next outcome. So it's going to skip all of that and go straight to game over. Again, super simple fix, exactly the same as what we did here in the introduction, except we just got to add it to our outcome ID equals choices. So this is when our choice changes. Now before our choice changes, we got to say, hey, do you want to continue or not? Let's go ahead and start that now and go through the exact same process. So we straight, climb up the slope, and go through the dark corridor. So as you can see there's the text, press enter, there's another text, we press enter, and it's game over. So we're not skipping on any of the details, which is perfect. All right, and that's pretty much all the optimization that I actually want to do. Maybe change a little bit of the comments just so it all makes sense. In fact, that's what I'm actually going to do now. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to the part where I've fixed up all the comments, and I'll show you guys what it would look like. All right, there you go. So I've just gone ahead and changed a little bit of the comments. It's a good habit to keep your comments up to date so that if anyone looks at your code or you've given it to someone, they know exactly what is happening and they know where to fix any bugs that they find or any sort of alterations. So I'm just going to slowly scroll through these so that you know where those comments are and what the code is doing. All right, perfect. The other thing that I wanted to mention is just a slight change. I'm not sure if I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I did add just spaces here to sort of give a little bit of a, leeway for that entire text. All right, perfect. Now that we've done that, I want to do a little bit of something very interesting and super simple to do, and that is to do a little countdown before the game actually starts. Now, I'm not sure if you saw in the very first video, we have a countdown where it said the game will be starting in, 3, 2, 1, and then it goes into our introduction. So I want to do that too, and I want to show you guys how to do that. Again, it's super simple. What we have to do is, we just got to print a few things. Now, I'm going to go and do this on a new line, and I'm going to call it the text-based adventure game. All right, perfect. And underneath that, I also want to print. Not sure what happened there. I also want to print that the game will be starting in ... All right. And this is where the countdown happens. So what we actually want to do in this countdown is we want to add the time module. And this allows us to pretty much count in seconds for our game. So for I in range, now remember we used this earlier to do a little countdown as well. So for I in range, and that starts at 3, ends at 0, and it goes by -1. So it goes 3, 2, 1. We want to print I, and what we do is we do this special code, and that is end in //R, I should say. And what that does is pretty much it removes it or backspace and then adds it again. What that does to make it a little bit better is, to explain it a little better, it goes 3, then it removes that and it adds 2, then it removes that and adds 1. So it goes 3, 2, 1. All right, and we just want to do a time sleep, and that's 1 second. Now if we actually play this, you'll see that, we'll have text-based adventure game. The game will be starting in 3, 2, 1. And what we want to do after that is we just want to do a ossystem.cls to clear the screen. And let's just start that. Text-based adventure game will be starting in 3, 2, 1, and it starts the game. All right, perfect. I just forgot here. This is actually there you go. Yep, there you go. And that is our text-based adventure game. And it's super simple, very easy to go through in Python. And yeah, hopefully it's all been clear. And everyone understands what each part does and what each loop or for loops does. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know down in the comments below. Like I said, I'm definitely happy to answer those questions and hopefully make it clear for you. And that is now the end of this tutorial series. I'll definitely be doing a lot more videos or tutorials for the channel, so stick around for those. I really appreciate all the support everyone has given me, so thank you very much. I would also be super keen to see the story database that you have made. So please, 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 please feel free to send me an email at youtube@zsstudios.com.au with your database attached, and I'll gladly go through everyone's submission. I could maybe even live stream playing the game, who knows? But I know that it'll be fun to go through your story and pretty much, yeah, go through the game itself. So yeah, thanks everyone again, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.